welcome back to the channel. And good morning. Yeah, it's gonna take some time for me to get used to the new setup. I think it's nicer to have your aquariums in the living room, in my opinion. But then again, you have to be mindful of those that you live with. If you live with, family members, because some of the equipment used do get loud. But fortunately, the equipment that I have is not that loud. And I can probably hear like a fly buzzing around the room. That's pretty much how quiet it is here. But yeah, so I do still have the 10 gallons, the 3 10 gallons. I just haven't had the time and the idea of where to put them. I was thinking maybe I would put one up there, and then maybe 2 in the kitchen or something. But we'll see. I'm not in a rush to set those up anytime soon. But I do have the Smaragdina pair in the 40 gallon over there, and they're still quite a bit tiny. So I'm waiting for them to grow a little bit more, and then hopefully they'll start to show some signs of breeding. I do already have the thermometer ready to go. I did turn it on for a bit. It did take a while to heat up the whole aquarium because it's not rated for a 40 gallon. I only have this heater, I think, rated for 20 max, 15 gallon max. But the point is, I'm trying to increase the temperature to encourage them to breed. So yeah, but the other thing too, if you have a very fishy smelling space, that's the other thing you have to be mindful of, is not the sound of the aquarium, but also the smell that it produces. And your space can start to smell like a river or a creek, depending on how much algae and fish waste you have built up in the water. Usually the more mature the tank, the more you're gonna smell that fishy smell. But right now, I don't know if I've been immune to it, but I don't smell anything. My partner, she said she doesn't smell anything. I don't see any issue there. But yeah, that's something to keep an eye on. Regular water changes, I think, should help with that. But since I don't do water changes, I only do top-ups. It's going to be interesting to see just how much odor is going to be produced by the 40 gallon and the 100 gallon and the smaller tanks up there. But yeah, if it does start to smell, I just put on incense. I think it's relaxing to have incense, and it creates that vibe. So yeah, that's an idea. You can have incense, candles. You can even just open the window. Sometimes I do that, but it's not that warm yet to open the window. But I will be opening the window, so it's not a big deal. But yeah, it will have some sort of smell from the aquarium. That's expected, but Since I heat all of my aquariums actually with the room. The reading right now is 24.6 degrees Celsius. So it is above room temperature, just a bit above room temperature. And the RH is 39 if you're wondering. But that's more for my plants. I do have a plant back there that requires high humidity. So that's why I have the humidifier on, just to help out that plant back there. But yeah, now that we have the incense going, I did want to talk about maybe the 100 gallon. Now I did feed these guys already, so there's really no need for us to go and feed them today. You know, I take you guys with me on those feedings, but I don't want to do too much of that, just showing you guys feeding. But so if you're ever wondering about the 100 gallon, this is the 100 gallon. And you know, with the standard shelf that I got from Amazon, that's 2 feet by 4 feet, or 24 inches that way width, and 48 inches in length. And I think it's like 70 something inches in height, but it's split in half, so the other half is right here. But the reason why I mentioned this shelf is because this 100 gallon stock tank that I got is not only the most durable thing I've ever you know, purchased. It even says it's UV protected, so, but it's not going to be in outdoor conditions, so that's not really going to matter much. But I've never had a product that had UV protection on it. But it does look very durable, kind of like a roughneck, Rubbermaid roughnecks, those big gallon tanks that they make, those rugged ones. So it's kind of like that. It's a different brand. This one's called Little Giant, and I do have it supported on some wood. I think these are 2x4s. I could be wrong, but these are just scraps that I found at my local hardware store. There's like probably 5 of them just to support every single surface area at the bottom there for this tank, because it is heavy. It's going to be around 1,000 pounds or a ton, and it doesn't bow. It's filled probably 95 or 90% full, so it's not legitimately 100 gallons right now, but maybe 90 gallons full. So it's like almost like a 90 gallon tank at the moment. And it does have a drain plug here, and I made sure to secure that because I don't really need to use that in any scenario. But obviously this is used for like farm use cases. So if you have you know, horses, that's a drain plug. You know, if you want to drain the tub of whatever water. I don't need to do that. I do it through my hoses and all that stuff, so I just sealed that. But it is there for your convenience. If you ever want to do you know, like a sump setup, you can connect tubes to that, hoses. I'm sure instead of drilling, because I know some of the glass aquariums, acrylic aquariums, you have to drill them if you're gonna do like an acrylic or sump setup. So it's kind of convenient to already have a drain plug already built in. So no need to compromise the integrity of the structure. Yeah, so you know, it's supported like crazy. Like you have these braces, I'm not sure what to call these, but it's all around the tank to prevent it from bowing. I mean, it's not bowing at all, even though it's 90% full. I do have a Wi-Fi camera in there just to observe the activity inside the stock tank 24/7. But this is basically to future-proof the 2 Oscars that I have in here, because they're gonna grow really big. I had 3 at one point, but even 3 was too much for a 100 gallon. So 2 is kind of pushing it. Plus I have 10 Severums in here, so that's very good for now. I'm not really gonna do too much with that. But yeah, as you can see, it fits perfectly with the shelf. The reason why I mentioned the shelf, because the width of this is 52 inches in length. 52 inches in length, but the shelf is 48 inches in length. So you're gonna notice it kind of like pokes out a little bit over there, and same on the other side if you have it perfectly centered. And then so that's the length, and then the width is 36 inches from here to the back. So the shelf is only 24 inches, so 36 to 24, the difference is you're gonna have a gap, as you see right here, which is perfect because it's good for feeding, it's good for servicing the tank. If you ever need to pour water in, it's with the bucket, it's pretty good. And before I had it supported on the metal brace, but I took that out because it was too heavy. The shelf is only rated for 400 pounds, and this is 1,000 pounds of weight. So now I have it on just the floor, but supported by the wood. But yeah, it works really well if you buy the heavy duty Amazon shelf. Aesthetically, it fits perfectly. 100 gallons. Now it does come in like 75 or 125 or 150, I think. I think if I went with the 150, it would have been way too much size. And plus, like, I live in an apartment, so you know, fitting any sort of wide footprint aquarium. This is wide body, I would say, compared to a regular glass or acrylic. And also the reason why I went with a stock tank is because I think these are way more durable than glass and acrylic. So it's a peace of mind right there, but also because I'm by myself, and you know, I live by myself anyway, and I can't just lift you know, any aquarium above 40 gallons, because I think like even this aquarium, this is a 40 gallon, this was really heavy for me. This is a rimless, but any aquarium 40 gallons and above, especially if you're gonna have it long, it's gonna be awkward to hold, so you're gonna need like 2 people. But this one I carried this by myself, and this is 100 gallon. The glass equivalent of this would be way heavier and definitely would require 2 people. The acrylic version of this would be way lighter than glass, but still heavier than this, so you might still need 2 people. But you know, for one person job, 100 gallon, I mean, you can't go wrong. And it gives you a different kind of experience because it is a pond style. You have to look at it from above and not from the sides. But I don't really have a problem with that. I like that. As you can see, like, I can stand and have my coffee and it wouldn't be such a problem. Now if we look at the sides, look at it from the sides, you can see it is actually kind of extending out that way, right? But it doesn't really overwhelm the entire space. So, you know, if you're trying to balance your hobby with the rest of your life, it's not really gonna be a nuisance. Especially if you have your TV mounted, it occupies the same space as a TV cabinet would. But I did give, every time you're gonna set up an aquarium, you wanna make sure you have an allowance, because it's so heavy, you're not gonna have enough room to move it later. So you wanna make sure you have enough space, you give yourself enough space to service and maintain your tank. But also for those unforeseeable circumstances where you have to put something in the back, or in this case, if my heater breaks down and I need someone to service the heater, I don't have to actively move my aquariums anymore because I made that space ahead of time. So I really hate that problem with not having space to take care of your aquarium. So if you're setting up the space, designing the space, always plan that ahead of time. So this is about 15 inches of space, because I know it sticks out at the back as well. And as you can see, the plants are placed at the back strategically because I want the plants to grow and eventually vine using this spare grill that I have here. I'm just gonna put the photos up there. I think it's gonna look nice for the plants to grow in the background like that. Same thing with those plants way down there. They're gonna get big. That's why I put them back there. Right now they're small, but they're gonna act as like a background to all of this. So it's gonna look really nice in the future. But yeah, so I mean, I put all of my equipment at the back as well, just to hide it, so it's not so much of an eyesore. But as you can see, this is the 100-gallon setup. It's so clean, pond style, and I think you can't really go wrong with it, you know. And as you can see, I have the Oscars in here. I already fed them, so we're not gonna feed them again. I don't want to do that. Yeah. Wow. I could literally just sit here for hours and just watch them. Now I don't know if one of my Oscars have a hole in the head or it's just dirt, but it's really concerning me, and I'm not sure what it is. So I'm keeping an eye on that. I think the water quality is pretty good. I've been feeding them, so, or maybe he's just bumping his head somewhere, but we'll keep an eye on that. Yeah, so, you know, leave a comment down below if you were ever thinking of purchasing one of these stock tanks. It is definitely the upgrade from the plastic totes that I had. I still have the plastic totes, but now I reserve them for quarantining, or when I have to do some moving of fish. I need some sort of temporary tank. That's what the totes are for at the moment. And you can thank the Oscars for that, for me upgrading. You know, if it weren't for the Oscars, I wouldn't be upgrading, but Oscars do need a larger aquarium, so that is the reason behind all that. So that's about it. Make sure you subscribe and like the video, and make sure you leave a comment. Let me know what you think of my setup, and if you have any questions about, you know, getting a setup like this, let's talk about it.